Welcome back to KC Talks EV. About 3 or 4 years ago, I made a video which, in my honest opinion, was probably one of the most boringest videos I ever made for this channel on my ZS EV. And essentially, it was just actually documenting my average working week. So how much mileage I was doing and also the cost associated with doing so. Well, since I've now got my new Hyundai Ioniq Electric, I thought it would be a great time to actually update you on that, as well as actually give you a more updated cost for that. Bear in mind as well that the average UK mileage is 7,400 miles per year. I'm doing approximately double or even potentially triple that every single year. So it'll be a really good opportunity to actually show you this, as well as show you the cost and the total cost over that week. I must admit, I am a little bit late on this because it is currently the Tuesday afternoon. I've actually already done 118.9 miles and averaged 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. But we should pick this up tomorrow morning and I'll give you a little bit more of an update as regards to mileage. Okay, so it is the Wednesday evening now, so I've done 185.5 miles and I've averaged an amazing efficiency of 4.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Really good performance, especially given the fact most of it is dual carriageway and motorway driving. The other thing I should mention is I did plug in on a 3-pin socket overnight, and in fact actually I started the charge around 9 a.m. and I'm on a electric vehicle tariff now. I think the time is between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. and it's 8.5 pence per kilowatt hour. But just for this week, I'm going to assume that anything from the 3-pin socket is at the peak rate, which I think is around 25 pence per kilowatt hour. I'll have to double check that. So I will be plugging in again tonight on the 3-pin socket just to have enough to get me to work, but we will pick this up tomorrow morning. So good morning, it is the Thursday morning. I'm just about to leave for work. Today's not particularly that exciting, I must admit. So to work and back, and I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on tonight, but we will find out. Good morning. So it is actually the Friday, so I completely forgot to film anything last night just because obviously it was quite busy. So I've done 257.9 miles, again, average 4.2 miles per kilowatt hour. It was definitely noticeably warmer over the last couple days, and it has actually dropped back down in temperature again. But let's see how today will go. I'm essentially going to Hull tonight, and I'm actually going to the Yorkshire EV Club meet tomorrow, and then coming back to Grimsby for the Saturday night and the Sunday. Okay, so it is the Saturday morning now. I completely forgot to film anything last night. If I'm honest, all of these probably clips will end up being probably put together somehow. I haven't quite decided yet. and we've done 325.8 miles, and we've averaged amazingly 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, you know, the Hyundai Ioniq Electric is probably one of the most efficient electric vehicles available today on the used market as well as the new market, and that is really, really good efficiency overall. Today, we're going to the Yorkshire EV Club meet at Tong Garden Centre. There probably is actually going to be a separate video on this, although it depends how much footage I get, if I'm honest. And yeah, so we'll head down there and we'll go check it out. Okay, so I'm at the Yorkshire EV Club now at Tong Garden Centre. So this is our first meet of 2025. So obviously we've got Paul's Leaf here. He's been actually testing a few EVs more recently that he's just had a bit of a chat to me about. So this is actually I think it's an a Kona. I think it's a plug-in hybrid, I believe. And this one, or it might be the hybrid, I'm not so sure. Got an absolutely lovely orange MG4. I reviewed that on the channel. I almost had to do a bit of a double take on this one. I looked at that and went, my old ZS EV, got an Ioniq 5, and actually this absolutely beautiful thing, the BMW i7 over here. We've also got another Nissan Leaf around there. We've got another Leaf, I think it's the 40 model. It's absolutely beautiful. Over here we've got this yellow Mustang Mach-E. It might be the GT one actually, to be honest. You've got the EV6, we've actually got a facelift model EV6 over here. There's one of our admin team over here, and Nigel from North East Truck and Van now. Might actually have a word with him about the E-Deliver 5 that we've got over here. And we've also got two Cupra Borns, and actually I think that's the Renault, is it Scenic? Over here, that's also gone fully electric. Okay, so I'm here with definitely someone who you've seen on the channel before, Nigel at now North East Truck and Van York. And I guess the first thing, Nigel, that I'm going to ask you is, what are we in?
This is the new E-Deliver 5. It's just recently come into the market. It was shipped and came into the UK basically fourth quarter of last year.
So the meet is finally done, and honestly, it was great. We had like 30 cars. The weather was noticeably brighter. And as you can hear, even though the rain is just about to stop or it's about to subside a little bit, it was chucking it down towards the end. So luckily the meet ended then. I completely forgot to film actually what I was on, but I believe it was about 65 miles here. I think I was averaging 4.2 or 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. Pretty much motorway all of the way, give or take a few reduced speed zones. I'm actually going to head back to Grimsby now. So it's, I think, slightly further in terms of distance compared to Hull. I might just plug in for 5-10 minutes at the grid surf point in IKEA if it is available. If not, I'll just leave it. It's normally closer to the shop as well. So I think in this one it is close to the shop. So I might as well plug in and get a bit of juice. But apart from that, it is going quite well. And I will update you once I get into Grimsby. So talking about the chargers, I've just had a look. I think they're currently doing some work on them at the moment. So I guess that is that. I don't think there aren't any chargers, but to be fair, I didn't really have a look anyway on that map. But that's okay. So I've just got back here to Grimsby. So I think I've done around 85 miles in total. I actually stopped off at the MFG Barnetby top point. So they've got a bank of 150 kilowatt ultra rapid chargers for two reasons. First of all, I really needed a coffee. And second of all, I looked at the range and I kind of went, am I realistically going to make it? I think the answer was I would have made it, but not with a lot to spare. So I actually arrived here with 6%. So yeah, I think it would have been a little bit too close for comfort. But anyway, so in total, I've done 476 miles and 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. And we'll probably pick this up where we'll also go through cost. Okay, so it has been a few couple weeks since filming that last little bit, but now it's finally time to round up this video and talk about cost. So in total, I actually did a little bit of mileage on Sunday, nothing too special really, to the shops and back. So I did 484.9 miles in total that week before resetting the trip computer. In terms of actual charging, so I did 32 kilowatt hours using my Energy Zappy at home, and bear in mind I am on Octopus Intelligent Go, so that was charged at 7 pence per kilowatt hour. Total cost was £2.23 for that bit. Then the vast majority of my charging was done on the 3-pin socket, so essentially 65 kilowatt hours of that on average, roughly speaking. Assuming 25 pence per kilowatt hour, it would have been £16.25. And then I completely forgot to mention this on my regular weekly updates. If you don't already know, on my Facebook page, I tend to update every week about my mileage and how much money it's cost me to run my vehicle. I completely forgot to mention this, but it did cost me £2.09. So in total, it cost me £20.57 to run that 484.9 miles. My general sort of comparison figure I always base on is essentially my old petrol Hyundai i20, and that does roughly about 14 pence per mile, so £1.40 a litre, 48 miles to the gallon, and that would have cost me around £69.83 in order to run it. Therefore, minus off the electricity cost would have been £49.26 that I've saved across that week. On top of this, it's a much nicer experience to drive. I mean, you don't get, for example, gear changes, etc. You don't get a rattly engine all of the time. It is definitely a much more refined experience, on top of the fuel savings, obviously. So I think that is pretty much it. So if you liked this video or you found it informative, please give it a like, dislike it if you didn't. Let me know in the comments below whether or not you already drive an electric vehicle. I know this has probably not been the most exciting video, but most certainly this has been very useful for a lot of people who are contemplating going electric and just want to see a real life use case scenario on this. But I think that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching and talk to you later.